It's
Now
not
I need to work on ability
what.
points to strengthen my abilities
Scales.
before I even
The
move any
ones she made for
further.
her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them, as always.
Oh, that blasted book. Here, you put me in this
Take
situation.
on some
love.
side quests.
Bloody
This will
well
be a
get me
lot
out of it. I need a hand
faster
for
to
the
help me
recipe.
get ability
Are you
points.
sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing, and that awful stench, people wolf it down. So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
Definitely.
I've never been one to play favorites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself.
I'm trying to keep it
Followed
under
to a
30
T.
minutes for you guys, not
Only
longer than 30 minutes.
turns out
Sometimes it does
skyworm
go over,
livers
sometimes
and
it don't,
Twig's
sometimes
mint
it's shorter.
are not what I thought
But
they
I'm
were.
really trying to keep it
At
underneath
least I hope they're not,
30 minutes.
given
I'm
the
not trying to
rancid
take
mess
too
they
much
made.
people's time.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Wow. That's a question for a
I
scholar.
do thank
wouldn't
all
you
and
say?
everyone who's been viewing,
Perhaps
who's been
you know
watching,
of one? Kindly old fella
and
who
showing me,
haunts
you
the
know,
shelves,
they like what I
maybe?
do. I love what I do.
Fine.
It's
I'll go
awesome.
and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps
Able
he'll
to
know
grind,
something.
play a game, and showing everybody
And
else
if
what
he
I do.
does, I'll see if I can
We're
find
awesome.
your ingredients for you.
You do that.
I mean, the more you
Lest
guys
we
watch, I
forget,
could get the money
you've got a
together to
reputation to uphold.
get my camera and everything for it, so that way I could live stream and stuff. Definitely show you guys. I'm revealing the box I ordered and everything.
It seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into tires?
Nope, I'm looking the wrong way. It's all the way across America. Let's move straight across. Over here.
What am I gonna do?
Is everything all right, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle.
I don't know what that
Nan might be in
means.
trouble, and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like... Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallymill Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
Nothing else on the map.
idea.
I don't even know why I'm wasting my time doing this.
Son's spear.
I feel like all this matters except the people that don't know about it.
You hear
Gamers and stuff like that. Read through it.
What do you reckon we should do? I
But maybe I show people a better way how to do it. I just feel like it matters, so that's why I had to post this and put this up.
Sid! Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore.
Kids even branded. That's crazy.
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? And why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Nah, engineer.
The best way I see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well, then your
Boy,
work is already half
ninja-neer.
done. Carry on.
Shows how much the schooling.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
It's a scale.
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we? All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces, the body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others?
To balance it. What parts would you expect? The gear.
This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
Then the arms what balances
They're
it.
very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
Not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult.
I love to see game music. Arm.
This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
Right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing.
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach
I've
me
been
to
playing
ride one
Final
today?
Fantasy since the first
I'll
Final
think
Fantasy on
about it.
NES. So anyone
Now,
knows about
what
it.
do arms do?
Then I went to Game Boy, went to Game Boy Advance,
Maybe this
went to
on top is
PlayStation.
Good thinking.
Sega ain't never had
You're on the
any,
right track.
any Final Fantasy, at least that I don't know of. If anyone knows about it, correct me wrong, but I know Sega has not had any Final Fantasy type games on it.
You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do.
Besides
Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers.
Shadowrun, but Shadowrun
These
wasn't.
aren't the
It was a
frying pans,
Shadowrun was an
they're-
RPG, but it
they're
wasn't
weighing
like a
stuff.
Final Fantasy game.
But what if I wanted to weigh Goots? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
And I don't know if Dreamcast had a Final Fantasy. I haven't got that far.
Something must hold the
When I went
chains
to it,
up
but I
in
haven't
turn.
seen any show streamed. I know they had mostly Sonics, Crazy Taxi, and stuff like
So,
that.
Now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
All I know is Final Fantasy was like a PlayStation.
Then here's what
Straight
we'll
to
do.
PlayStation was on
You tell me
PlayStation.
what goes where, and I'll put
I don't know
the
about
scales together.
Xbox if that had it. The very first Xbox with the green circle on it, but I know.
Well, obviously you need
That's
to
what
stop
it
your
is.
body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
When I got on there, I was playing Jet Set Radio.
Just
I was
like
grinding on
yours.
Jet Set Radio.
Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works.
I haven't had to hold on to that long, working and stuff, being young, working and everything. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yes, we did it.
By then, the 64 and everything was
It says
competing with
help.
that. So I'm on the 64 playing
Now I just
Mario
put the pieces
64,
together. It was you three
playing
engineers
Quest,
who showed me
you
how.
know, doing my thing.
That's right.
I'm a
We're
gamer.
Miss
That's what I
Middledor's
do.
heirs.
Her hairs.
Yeah, heirs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss
Still
Middledorf
trying to
and
set up my
Shirley,
wall of, you know,
I'd say
all
we're
my
nominal.
games and everything from Sega, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy.
Until then, though,
Still trying to set up all of that. That way, you know,
try
I
to
can
be
take a
honest with me,
picture,
Shirley.
post it on my site so everybody can see it. But I have almost some of everything. TBH.
Hey, look. We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
Because you don't need the cogwheel for the balance. Right.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully, she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under her wing.
Sid has the
Even calling
airship.
them her heirs.
That's where Sid
Have
came
them
from. He's the
following
one
her
with the
footsteps.
airship that drives the airship.
And her father's.
All Sids on the Final
I
Fantasy,
see.
they drive the airship.
Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
Oh, you've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very grateful.
Should have enough time to do another one. Another side quest.
Lawsman Harpocrates. I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind.
Pick
It's about the book you
Hippocrates'
meant to
brain. Pick Hippocrates' brain. Pick Hippocrates' brain. See what's brain cause it's insane.
Wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might
Insane in the
find
membrane, got no game.
Drake's mint.
So the fabled Sambricois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dragon livers. How very Sambricois.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the Drake's Mint?
Saint's Bonnet in contemporary parlance.
Damn, liver, that sounds good right
the
now.
North Reach coast.
Especially doing what I'm doing right now.
The
Liver
wood
does sound
the
type
cheerful
good.
yellow flowers by
On
their
the
heavy
fried meat.
scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
It seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Lady Karen. How's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade, then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait. What exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care. But here you are today, raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto.
Just asking. Out of interest. All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating about you selling weapons to brigands.
Oh, are you? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dalimil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do you? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day.
Saying where I go. I think I'm done with everything here. Oh no. Going up, so yo.
I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dalimil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. But that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
I suppose it is.
But got a rendezvous with goats. I guess that's what I'll be doing.